was this? What the hell was this movie? Here's the crazy part. I actually was anticipating. I wanted to like this movie. I went in ready and willing to love this movie. And okay, for all of you who apparently love this movie for whatever dumbass reason it is, because I came home and I checked Rotten Tomato, 94% approved audience score, 94%. If you love this movie for whatever dumbass reason, don't watch this video. Don't watch this video because you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. They defeat the kinda supervillain with a goddamn therapy session. Like, did you guys somehow miss that? Like, Dr. Phil could have stopped Sentry. Like, I try to understand that this movie had it, that Dr. Phil could have saved the day. Try to understand this. And apparently you guys go, yeah, that's not a problem. No, that works. How the hell did they get to be the new Avengers? They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. It's not like they stopped the supervillain because Bob is still around. What? Walker even goes, well, what happens when he gets his memory back? Yes, movie. What happens when Bob gets his memory back? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. That's not a problem. But wait, they're the new Avengers because Valentina said so? What happened to the inquiry about getting Valentina in prison and in trouble? Oh yeah, the inquiry's all gone. Yeah, what about the movie goes, yeah, we forgot about the inquiry. We're not doing the inquiry anymore. It's not important anymore. Bucky, why is Bucky even accepting any of this? Bucky wants Valentina to pay for the consequences of what she's done. And the movie is going, yeah, Bucky goes, yeah, no problem. We'll decide to just be the new Avengers and Valentina can get off scot-free. Why would Bucky even decide to do this? He should be going to, after Valentina, in front of everybody. The whole point that Bucky, the whole reason Bucky kept Yelena and Ghost and Walker around was to be witnesses at Valentina's inquiry. Remember, movie? No, apparently the movie goes, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah, that was the bullshit excuse we got for them to get together. The Scooby-Doo plot device of getting these guys together was ridiculous. Yelena's supposed to go after. You know what? I can't even remember because everybody's going after everybody else, and there's this big fight. They're gonna blow up the. They end up having. There's so much brain dead bullshit, stupid in this goddamn ridiculous ass movie. I just finished watching it, so I'm still a little remembering the stupid as it happens. So you have Walker, Yelena. Well, they killed Taskmaster. Why would they kill Taskmaster? I'm not a fan of Taskmaster, but it seemed kind of ridiculous that they killed her off for literally no reason. And it's like, yeah, okay, no big deal, problem, whatever. Anyway, so they're all at the vault or whatever, right? And I think the assistant's name was Mel, tells Valentina, oh yeah, they're there. Okay, blow it up. So she hits the button, and there's a 2-minute timer. Why would there need to be a 2-minute timer? Push the button, it blows up, and there's a 2-minute timer for literally no goddamn reason to blow up. What? The level of sloppy of this movie was hilarious. And the constant, it's like this movie wasn't a comic book movie that tried to have comedic elements in it. This movie was a comedy, well, trying to be a comedy with comic book elements in it. And one of the things about of being able to defeat Sentry was, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. And that was literally how they were able to, therapy session defeat Sentry. Because they go into the void, and Yelena's going around everywhere, and it's like, how is she able to go from one memory to somebody else's memory, and how is she able to do that? The story doesn't goddamn know. Not only that, how the hell? Okay, the only reason Yelena was able in the movie. Okay, try and follow me on this. According to the story, according to the movie, the only reason Yelena was able to find Bob in the void, or whatever that house of his was because he let her in. He let her in. So then how the hell did Red Guardian, Bucky, Walker, and Ghost, because I don't remember her character's name, how did they all find him? No goddamn clue. No goddamn clue. And none of you had a problem with it. None of you had a problem with it. None of you had a problem with it. How did they find him? Who gives a shit? Nothing has to make sense. We're just going to do whatever the hell we want. Because the MCU knows that they still have an audience of brain-dead morons who will still accept whatever brain-dead stupid is in this that they dish out. It was just like, how did they become the new Avengers? Because again, it's not like they defeated the villain. Bob is still there. Bob can become Sentry anytime. So according to this movie, because they saved some citizens, because nobody knows how they defeated Bob, they don't know how they stopped Bob. So why would anybody go, why? Just because Valentina says that? Because again, just because Valentina, who's supposed to be in the middle of an inquiry, remember, because Valentina says they're the new Avengers, suddenly they're the new Avengers? Like this. I'm watching the movie. It's at the beginning of the movie. And the therapy session, apparently, okay, you know what? Can we please bring back the woke? Because I am literally missing the woke. Because if we're replacing woke with therapy sessions, I want the woke. Because the beginning of this movie is literally a therapy session for Yelena. She's going, oh, I want purpose. I need purpose. I don't have purpose. I feel alone. I feel bad. I feel by myself. You want to know what my answer was? Hey, babe. Hey, Yelena. You know what? You want purpose? Have a kid. Have a kid. That's it. And there's your purpose. But then you can't have the movie. You can't have the movie because then, Yelena will actually have. I know it's a stupid answer, and I know it's not what's going to happen, but it's like, Jesus Christ. And here was the thing about the whole therapy session in the beginning with Yelena that really put a taint on the movie, is because the whole point of the Thunderbolts being formed was so that Yelena can have a purpose. Everything else around it was just bullshit window dressing to justify the Thunderbolts forming, as opposed to it, like, the whole idea of the Thunderbolts was because Yelena wanted purpose. That's the reason the Thunderbolts were formed, because Yelena needs purpose. Everything else that happened was just to force the Thunderbolts to happen, to make you as the audience think it's not because Yelena wants purpose. The reason the Thunderbolts exist is because of nothing. It is so forced. Like, you got Yelena, Bob, Walker, and Ghost walking out of the vault, right? And Red Guardian shows up. How the hell? It makes zero sense that Red Guardian just happened to be at the place that they were, and he's honking the horn like they're gonna be able to find him. And then Bucky just shows up. Knows exactly where they are. How? Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? Because otherwise, we can't have this brain dead stupid movie. Oh, and the car chase scene. This movie, for the sake of a joke, establishes how much bullshit is necessary just so that they can have a joke. So they're in the limo, and there's a scene where you see the car can only go like maximum 54, 53 or whatever, right? And they make a joke that, can we go faster? The entire chase scene, the three Jeeps, the three vehicles that are following them, never catch up to them. I waited. When are they going to actually overtake the limo? And they never do. So apparently going 54, I guess, miles per hour is apparently fast enough to outrun the military. Like, seriously. Like, I was thinking that this was going to be the MCU version of the Suicide Squad. And oh my God, was this more MCU Suicide Squad than I actually anticipated, because it was a joke. Like, this was, like, in the beginning of I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm just remembering the brain dead stupid as I'm talking. In the beginning of the movie, right? Not even in the beginning of the movie, because it's like, I'm halfway through the movie, and I look at the time, and I go, holy crap! An hour's already gone by, and nothing goddamn happened. You have the Walker and Ghost and Taskmaster for like 10 seconds, and Yelena. They're all fighting each other. Nobody asks any questions about what the hell is going on. Nobody asks what's going on. None of them are confused. No, we're just gonna fight for the sake of fighting. And you know what my favorite part was? you see two different fights going on at the same time. And it's like two characters are fighting each other while two other characters are fighting each other because the movie's going, we need an action scene, and we don't care how stupid it is, we don't care how forced it is, and we don't care how much it doesn't make any sense. Then they stop, and they come to the conclusion, they come to the understanding. Well, except for Walker, and again, I guess Walker has a justification because he figures that he's an asset and that they're not going to actually, blow it all up. But they come to an understanding that they're going to blow up the vault. Okay? These highly trained professionals don't even come up with a goddamn plan. Like there's the joke of, I can't remember which movie it was, but it's the scene where it's Iron Man and Captain America in the plane, and Captain America goes, we need a plan of attack. And Iron Man goes, that's my plan, attack. And he just jumps out. Now, here's the thing. That's a joke. That was meant as a joke. Okay? That is literally the battle plan of these morons. They have no plans. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea how to get it done. They have no. These are supposed to be trained professional killers. At the end of the movie, right? You have Bucky and Red Guardian, and you have Walker and Yelena and Ghost in the back. And the Red Guardian goes to Bucky, what's the plan? And Bucky goes, I don't have a plan. I have no idea what I'm doing. We have no clue what we're doing. When they have to go up to the elevator shaft, Bob comes up with this. Okay, we're talking highly trained assassins, highly trained military guys who were stumped by an elevator shaft. And Bob goes, here's an idea. Why don't we just all lock hands and climb up? They have no idea how high it is, okay? And then if they get to a certain height, they have no idea because Bob's just a regular civilian. You can get Walker. I get Walker. You can get Yelena. Ghost can't do it, and Bob can't do it. But they know it's tall enough that there's no way of them knowing that Bob is going to be able to make it. Then when they get to the top, they have no plan on what they're going to do to actually get to the top. And these are the most clueless, trained professionals I have ever seen in a movie. They're incompetent. They're supposed to be these highly trained. You got Walker explaining his, spouting out his resume about how amazing he is. But I mean, these guys have no tactics whatsoever. Like, they're literally fumbling. The only reason that they survive and get away and actually make it through the film, through the story, is pure dumb luck. It has nothing to do with them being skillful. It has nothing to do with them knowing what they're doing. This was a joke. This was ridiculous. They defeated the supervillain with a therapy session because they went, let's go up against a super powered individual they have no chance of actually defeating. And the only way we can actually defeat them is a therapy session. And then they just keep them. They just keep them around. Valentina knows that he hates her. Valentina knows firsthand what his power level can be and how and what he thinks of her. He's an incredible threat. She should want him dead immediately. Yeah, no, we're just going to keep everybody alive. The inquiry doesn't exist anymore. Valentina's fine. This is, and y'all loved it. 94% audience score on Rant, and y'all loved it. You guys. Oh, the other thing about this movie, I love how they're constantly trying to establish how they're all misfits and throughout the movie. You have Yelena, Bucky. I know his name is John Walker, but I'm used to him as being U.S. agent. Why he's not okay? Why John Walker is not called U.S. agent is beyond me, because he should be called U.S. agent. So I'm calling him U.S. agent. So let me say, according to this movie, U.S. agent, Bucky, Yelena are all misfits, are all losers. No, they're not, movie. These are highly trained professionals. Yelena was a graduating member of the Red Team. She is not a misfit. She is not a loser. She is a highly trained operative. John Walker was Captain America. He was a highly decorated soldier. He is a trained operative. Bucky, in case some of you have forgotten, Bucky used to be the Winter Soldier who went toe-to-toe with Captain America, who, with the help of Captain America, went toe-to-toe against Iron Man. These are not misfits. These are not losers. These are highly trained professional assets. But the movie can't refer to them as highly trained professional assets or operatives, because the movie goes out of its way to go, oh, they're losers, they're idiots, they can't work together. They can't work together. Highly trained operatives. You don't think that Bucky and Yelena and U.S. Agent or John Walker, if they actually had to go on a mission together, they couldn't work together? Of course they would. Of course they would. The whole idea of them constantly bickering, they're trying to make these characters be like the Suicide Squad, where they're villains and second-rate characters who are just idiots who don't know what they're doing. The problem is that they're not. They are highly trained operatives, and the movie goes out of its way to make you to make you not accept and understand that, which is why. Because if the movie reinforces the fact that they're highly trained operatives, all of their bickering, all of their fumbling around, you'd be going, "Well, this is stupid. They're idiots." So the movie, to justify them fumbling around, because again, they are highly U.S. Agent, Yelena, and Ghost may not like each other, but they're in a situation where they're about to die, and they're bickering. They're bickering like it's Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Boomerang. No, movie, no audience. They're not the same. They are not the same. You have, and again, I'm going to stress this because this movie went out of its way to pretend they're not. And I want you to understand, these are highly trained operatives. I don't care if they're solo workers. I don't care if they're normally used to working solo. They are being marked for death. Victoria has established that they are to be terminated. And these guys are acting like, yeah, no big deal. They're bickering. They should be highly motivated to get to those three should be highly motivated to have grouped up together to go and take out Victoria before she takes them out. But they're literally, this movie has it that, oh yeah, they don't care. They literally, their plan, okay, is to just go and hide, I guess. Just go and hide. that was one of the main issues and problems I had with this movie and these characters. The other thing, I'm watching this movie and I could not help but getting X-Men movie vibes. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the X-Men movies, the reason I'm getting these X-Men movie vibes is that even though they were supposed to be movies about the X-Men, it was Wolverine's story. It was following Wolverine's stories. Wolverine was the focal point of the X-Men movies. And that's what I'm getting with this movie. Yelena's the main character. It's the focus of the movie is Yelena. Like with the X-Men movies, even though it had the other X-Men, they were just there because they were part of the team. Like they were more background and secondary characters as opposed to a team. Same thing with this movie. Yelena's basically the driving force of the story, and the other characters are just secondary. I mean, you get 120 or 30-second flashback with U.S. Agent, and you get a 20-30-second flashback with you get Yelena's flashback. I think you get one with John Walker. I don't even think you get one. You don't even get one with Ghost. I don't even think you get one with Ghost. You don't get one with Ghost. You don't get one with Red Guardian. You don't get any of them because they're just secondary characters. This is Yelena's story. And now here's the thing. The X-Men movies got away with it because everybody loved Wolverine. Who's loving Yelena? Like who suddenly has Yelena as their favorite MCU character and are so interested in her backstory? Nobody. It's almost like they tried to make Captain Marvel the face of the movies, and that didn't work. So now they're trying with Yelena, which I don't know how that's going to work because with Secret Wars, everything is going to be rebooted. That was the other thing about this movie. This is a filler movie. This is a filler movie simply to get butts in the seats to watch an MCU movie, which, as far as I can see, is not gonna go anywhere. But again, you have the post-credit scene with the Fantastic Four, so I don't even know if there's going to be another Thunderbolts movie, or if this movie is just literally. There's a part of me that actually thinks the whole point of this movie was for the after credit scene to see that the Fantastic Four is from an alternate universe and is going to be joining the MCU. That is literally the whole point of this movie, because everything else is irrelevant. Where are they going to go from this? And I was thinking about it, and I'm going, I don't understand what it is that you guys are loving about this movie. And I think I got it. And correct me if I'm wrong. You got used to a certain type of stupid in the MCU movies for the last couple of years. They were this kind of stupid. And you got sick and tired of this kind of stupid. So Thunderbolts comes out, and it's a different kind of stupid. And you're going, hey, this is amazing. At least it may be stupid, but at least it's a new, different kind of stupid. The only way you can be excited about this movie is that you're excited and a fan of the fact that at least it's a different type of stupid to be excited about, because it's not the same old stupid. It's just instead of it being the old and dull stupid, it's a brand new shiny stupid. And that's the only thing about it that you can be excited about. Anyway, I ranted on about this movie long enough. I had to rant because this movie was just. I don't know what was more. I don't know what's more ridiculous, this movie or so many of you loving this movie. I don't get it. I really don't. Other than the fact that it's like, hey, it's a new type of stupid, so that's something to be excited about. But talk about a low bar. You guys need to have standards. Okay, you guys need to have standards because apparently you don't have any. Anyway, got out of my system. I'm good. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. But I'm sure you can all go watch the hundreds of other videos praising the hell out of this movie. It's popular, so everybody again. Welcome to modern day comic book fandom. As long as whatever the audience likes, that's what the reviewers are gonna like. If the audience likes it, guess what? They're gonna find all the bullshit, useless ways of praising this movie. And if you all hated this movie, they're all gonna find those same pop culture YouTubers are gonna find a reason to hate the movie because you all hate the movie. Whatever. Look, if you actually liked the movie, fine. You liked the movie. There's nothing wrong with it. You're allowed to like the movie. The acting was fine. I get the point of what they were trying to do, but they just failed miserably. The problem with this movie is that the idea was there, but because everything is so forced, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. The problem with this movie is that because everything is so forced, it makes anything that results from it negligible. Anyway, rant over. Got out of my system. See, here's the thing. I had to rant because I actually wanted to like this movie. I had expectations of actually going in and enjoying this movie. And it was such a disappointment. And I had to rant, so I had to make this video. And I'm thinking, here's the other thing. I'm sure there's stuff that I missed, but I'm not watching the movie again because I didn't take notes while I was watching the movie. Because again, I didn't go into this movie wanting to hate it and going, oh, okay, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. It's just that because I'm sure there's stuff that I missed. I'm sure there's stupid that I missed. But like I said, I didn't write it down. I didn't go into this movie with the mentality of wanting to trash it. I went into this movie with the mentality of loving it and enjoying it and expecting it to be a major turnover and direction in the MCU movies. And it failed miserably, and so I got pissed off. And again, I have to at least I'm no longer indifferent. Because I was at a point where I didn't even care anymore. I didn't care if the MCU movie sucked. I didn't care. I actually cared that this movie was the brain dead stupid that it was. And it's nice to know that I don't have the MCU comic book fatigue that I thought I had. It was because it had nothing to do with comic book fatigue because I wanted to enjoy this movie. I was hoping that this movie was going to be a turning point. And I'm sure for a lot of you, apparently it is. A lot of you are loving this movie. A lot of you are loving this direction that the MCU has taken, and that's fine. I, on the other hand, am just going, you're just trading one brain dead stupid for another brain dead stupid. But I want to appreciate this movie for making me realize I'm not burnt out. I'm not still indifferent. I actually still want good comic book movies. So that's at least a benefit of this movie. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm getting into rambling territory. But yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, I'm sure I could think of other brain dead stupid, but I didn't write anything down. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me. Anyway, that's it for me, guys.